Hi, good morning, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, June 9th. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. Well, it is Friday. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Well, you know, I believe that it is good to say that perhaps we have come to a new beginning of a bull market, but let's go by parts. As per the Nasdaq, we saw how yesterday the Nasdaq did fluctuate lower. It did rebound off our support and closed higher. Today we have looking for the market to continue, perhaps continue this rally as the RSI is below the overbought territory. But very briefly, could probably the 14,600 could be that that resistance level where we could probably see find some sellers and stop the market from continuing to create a new leg up. But anyhow, that could happen, or as well we could see the market retracing lower. But as far as for the Nasdaq, I believe the AI rally momentum euphoria is going to continue. There's no stopping it for now. It's going to continue to speed up. So we could probably continue to see more of an uptick on the Nasdaq. Now the S&P. Let me just uh, tell you what I have in front of me. So right now, the S&P is in a consolidation stage, ranging lateral movement, and is looking, is set to break out. If you see this and it happen, this is pretty much the same thing, a consolidation stage where basically all the highs are about the same and all the lows are about the same. So that's a consolidation stage and a breakout setup, and we saw that break up to the upside real quick. It came back down, it rebounded off those highs, which it then became support, and then made another rally. So this right here, which is with this eclipse, is what we're seeing right now. So the momentum could be, yeah, either way. We'll see that rupture up to that breakout to the upside or to the downside. Now the here's where we have some news about the S&P. Now the S&P did put out of the lengthiest bear market since 1948, and that is a relief. But what's more likely to happen next could be a new record high for the index, which would mean another 10% leg higher to a level as seen on January 3rd, 2022, or another 20% retreat into a new bear market. Okay, so we having a 10% move to the upside or a 20% move to the downside. Now the bear case, the S&P's gains have been carried by just technology companies, and that's coming to be known as a skinny bull market. And it wouldn't take much to drag those few names down to undermine the advance. Now, the Federal Reserve once thought to be delivering interest rate cuts by the end of the year. Now looks likely it will just take a break next week and then keep hiking. Inflation is too hot, and the labor market is still too tight for the Fed to consider easing. The sluggish rise of stocks since October is set to remain tepid at best. Now, the case for the bull scenario, because the S&P gains have been driven by so few stocks that leaves plenty of room for the rest of the index to catch up, as if they're attached by a rubber band, and that will fatten up the bull market the rest of the year. Now, sure, the Fed may still be hiking, but most of that information is already priced into stocks. Unemployment remains historically low, and price gains are slowing. More data are due on Tuesday next week. So overall, the economy has managed to fend off a recession for uh, much of the year. So we'll see, and that is, despite the worst inflation and most aggressive rate hikes in 40 years, we have a lot of things in our horizon. So decide for yourself. And the beauty of the skin bull market is the eye of the beholder. So that's the case for the S&P. As far as for the Dow goes, well, if we continue to see a increment or a rise in crude oil, then we most likely will see obviously the energy stocks to continue to rally, and that will help obviously the Dow to move to the upside. Now, this right here uh, could be seen as two things. One will could be seen as a basically an ascending triangle, right? Or and we do it like this, an ascending triangle. Check this out, okay? And ascending triangle, what we can do is we can come in and measure the opening of this particular triangle, and we just draw a line from that point to this point, and then we just grab that line and place it up here where the market is fluctuating, and that could give us, a gauge of how far up could this breakout be, or as the same token could be to the downside, how much this pull down, the retracement could be. So we have those as a measurement for us to to gauge. All right. So that's one scenario in this case. Another could be that it is beginning to look like a cup and holder. You know. So let's see what happens at the end of it. The obviously the whole momentum is to the upside. So let's see what happens. In question uh, to the WTI crude oil markets. Well, we've seen how crude oil is fluctuating around $70 that made that base. $72 is the pivot point. We could probably be fluctuating towards it. All right. So right now I'm in favor of long positions on WTI. Nat gas is actually retracing somewhat from making from recuperating from this, but if you look at it, even though we are in a daily chart, we could probably see some sort of a retracement into it, all right, just to have find more support around the 220 marker and then make another attempt to the upside. The RSI has fluctuated below the 50 marker, so it points to more momentum to the downside. So for now, you will go with the trend or with what the indication would be, which is selling the net gas. Then we have gold that is actually looking to stay north of 1960. I think gold for today will just be really idling. Not much of a action in there. Silver, however, they yesterday made a nice parabolic movement to the upside, broke above 24. Let's see if today it will stay around this area, or up north of 24, and maintain that momentum. The RSI is above 50, so it shows a strong momentum to the upside. Then we have copper. Copper also has been making a nice move to the upside. It has retraced somewhat from today, but that's probably just the profit taken. 385 is our resistance. I'm long copper and silver. And then we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really looking to stay north of 26,000. So the battle of it is 2650, that the pivot point. Let's see if that will maintain the same for today. Then we have the currencies. The euro yesterday made a nice movement to the upside. Let's see if it'll be able to sustain itself north of 107.5. The same as the pound goes. The pound is looking to stay north of 125.50, and this will be helped if the dollar index retraces and falls again and comes down to 103. If he does that, then we'll see that movement to the upside on the currencies, metals, indices, crude oil. All right, this is all for me today. I wish you a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.